Offensively, I don't think we executed as good as we need to, and we'll have to go back to work. I don't think we punted one time, and we just kind of remind me of the Southeastern game last year, which we didn't punt, kind of go down and, do a little mistake or two here and there, and, kind of ruins the drive and stuff. But, of course, Grambling made some plays in there as well. So defensively, I thought we did a poor job on third down. That was the biggest key, especially early in the game. But we did make some plays. We did hold them out of the red zone. So all in all, we'll certainly take the win and, beat a good football team and try to take this and move forward to next week. And before I answer a couple questions, I would like to say that, I went into the game and went into this whole week 100% impressed with Grambling. The whole thing that's Grambling, not just the head coach, which I know I'm great friends with, not just a football team, but everything that Grambling represents, from their fans to the band to the atmosphere to the engagement, the whole deal. So kudos to them. They put on a show. Our fans came out too as well, and we certainly thank that. But I love to see that, and so like I said, I just was glad to be a part of that, because I've always been impressed with Grambling, and I'll leave here that much more impressed with them. Questions?
As far as openers go, they're never going to be perfect, but when you see this tonight, it was pretty workmanlike in a way. There's some things you want to improve on, but all in all, how would you rate the game?
I thought we did some really good things. I think they have some really good players that made some plays as well, but I don't know how many drops we had, and and silly penalties, and things like that. I'm disappointed in that. I thought at times we were very undisciplined and did some things, and that we'll have to correct. And you hope it's excitement, I hope, but but all in all, it's good to win, and almost I guess a perfect case scenario is you win the game and you have a whole lot to talk about tomorrow. It's a lot better than losing the game and having a lot to talk about, or maybe playing the best game of the year, the first game, and maybe thinking you're a little bit better than what you are. So, when you look at the situation, I can just think right now of a whole lot of things that we're going to address at the team meeting, but you just never really know how it's going to work out that first game, how things are going to go, and sideline management, the whole thing kind of goes. But, and I thought that when you look at it, he scared me on film. I love their quarterback. He's hard to tackle, and what scared me is he makes plays out of the pocket. And, I kept going back to the first touchdown they scored in the Bayou Classic. He scrambles out to his left and turns his shoulder and throws a dart about 38 yards in the corner. That's what scared me about him, because those guys that get out of the pocket like that can run, but their eyes are down the field, and he made some plays. And really impressed with Devontae Davis. I have been, and Geis and those guys. They got some really good weapons at running back, at receiver, and they've put them a couple running backs. A couple, them young kids that they had, which we really didn't know anything about. The redshirt freshmen and the freshmen that they talked about playing, but a couple of those guys were new guys that we hadn't seen, and so I think they got a lot to build on. Got two really big tight ends that come into the game, and so they certainly had a lot to do with some of the mistakes we made. However, we got some correcting to do ourselves.
Did you get any clarification on the official what happened with Cortez?
I did not. Coach Jacobs talked to their strength coach, and I have an idea. So, and I'm going to talk to Coach Fobbs and get an idea of what happened. But no, I don't. Like I said, I just have the story from their strength coach to Coach Jacobs, and not happy about it.
A lot of production out of the running game. Obviously, Johnson got most of that, but probably over 300 yards, I think, rushing. So I know you wanted that was an emphasis of the offseason. You can't be too disappointed in that. No
doubt, and if you look at Grambling last year, they were a hard team to run against, at times and stuff. But they play that 3-3 stack, and they're in, they're out. They, slant. They make you look bad at times. And but I was glad that we kind of stayed with it. Kept hitting it, and our running backs kept hitting it in there, and then so that was good to see that we stayed a little more patient with it, and I think we have at sometimes.
You momentarily talked about the atmosphere that both like the Grambling fans and the ULM fans this game had. How helpful do you think having an atmosphere like that week in and week out is?
I think it's awesome. I mean, it's just, we're the 318 game, the 318 and the regional, the regional, and so many of our people, our fans know their fans, and our coaches know their coaches, our players know their players, and I just think it creates for, especially the first game, it just creates for a great atmosphere, and I think the kids feel that imminence moving on, as it goes, and I thought our administration and their administration, and then also, Mayor Mayo and everybody joining in and doing the press conference a week ahead of time and doing all that, I think that was really good. There were some really neat things, I think, moving forward to this game that were done by both our universities, and which really added to it. But like I said, I've just always been impressed with them. We played them when I was at McNeese, and they just flooded Lake Charles, and then we went to Grambling, and I'm just impressed with the whole setup, and I like the way they play. I like the whole interaction and stuff, and I just think it's really cool.
Big interception today. That was at a pretty critical moment as well. You just turn the ball over and to get it right back. I mean, that seemed like it gave the team a jolt.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, coach put us in the right positions, and so we just have to make the plays.
And go ahead.
In the big picture too, I mean, we talked all off season about turnover ratio and so that kind of balance things out. You give one up, but you get it right back. And I know that in the bigger picture, that's what y'all are looking at.
Oh yeah, right. We all off season we preaching taking the ball away. We need turnovers. Because turnovers win games and make a big difference.
Looking at from a yard standpoint, it wasn't pretty, but I think the biggest thing was you guys bowed up and got stops when you needed to get stops. You held them out of the end zone, shut them out in the second half. Is that all stuff you can build on while you correct, I guess, what you call the correctables?
Right. We definitely have to correct a lot because we know this is not good enough to get us where we want to be. So we're gonna just keep on getting better and better. But we did show some good signs of not folding.
All right, John, let's start with the first carry. I mean, it was one to remember for sure to start the season. It just seemed like you, when you put your foot in the ground, you were off to the races. Just kind of take us through the play.
I really can't remember what the play was. I think it was like 32 or something like that, inside zone, and we just downhill, and our O-line did a good job of opening up the hole. It was like make one guy miss and score. That's basically what it was. And I credit the O-line and the receivers. And Caleb really gave me the confidence because before I went out there, he was like, bro, take it. So I just got to credit those guys.
Yeah. Like at one point, did you kind of realize you were gone? Like you were in the open field, nobody's going to get you?
I was looking up at the video board. I was like, I can't get caught. So I just tried to hit another gear, and that's what it was.
It was a career night for you, obviously, big night. You credited the offensive line. Do you feel like you guys were kind of able to wear them down as you kept going? Because, with the defense they play, that's not something you're going to see all the time.
Yeah, that was the plan, just to get some good film out, And, I mean, like I said, I just can't just say it's all on me. It was those guys, and they did a good job, and the guys on the edge, the receivers did a good job blocking on the perimeter. So if it was a career night for me, it's a career night for everyone, the offense, and that's what it's all about.
You guys talked about running the ball a little better leading up to this game all during the offseason. Over 300 yards, and you had a big chunk of that, but some other guys got theirs too, and some chunk plays out of the run game. So I think the running back room is going to be a pretty happy place this week, right?
Oh, for sure. Coach Graves, he emphasized that he showed us a little clip, and it said like we was ranked like 8th in the Sun Belt at running back. So it was like we had that like that will attitude, like we're gonna get it done this game. Like it's on us. That's how the running backs. And Austin did a good job, and Isaiah did a fantastic job. For this to be his first game as a redshirt freshman, he did a good job.
And just for you, I mean, it was a long wait. You got here late last year and never really got into the groove of things. So I know when you get a chance to kind of exhale after all this is over, everybody played a role in it, but that's still a pretty nice game, though, just to check by.
I just got to thank them for giving me a chance when nobody else did. So that's what it boiled down to. I just think that. Ooh. But I just
like that all night.
But I just thank Coach B and Coach Q for giving me a chance.